Hi, my name is Tamta and welcome to My Kitchen, Her Story, where we celebrate all things female leadership. Here we aim to inspire, empower, and educate. Today's guest is a bit of a chillpreneur, as she refers to herself. She is one of the original content creators and lifestyle YouTubers with over 2 million subscribers and audience. She has established herself as a much-loved voice in digital generation by openly discussing her journey, her self-image and body image acceptance. Beauty and wellness has always played a significant role in her life, and the act of taking a bath has always been a sanctuary from her thoughts. And this is where the Mirror Water was reimagined. Mirror Water is a multifaceted natural bath and body care brand crafted to serve as a grounding force for relaxation, introspection, and personal growth. Initially ideated for her community, but really truly built to benefit all. Please meet the founder of Mirror Water, Estée Lalonde.
Thank you!
Thank you for being here.
What an intro, Tamta.
I know.
I'm honored, but I'm scared.
I have nothing to be scared about. I know this group of people are a little scary and intimidating.
Yes, but it's not them I'm scared of, it's the cooking.
Well, I mean, about that, what are we making today?
So we are going to make, well, I was going to say they're Canadian nachos, but they're not Canadian.
Let's not get into that controversy of where nachos come from. Being canceled.
They're not Canadian nachos. They remind me of Canada because my mom always used to make these for me and my brother.
Okay.
I don't cook. I hate cooking. So for me, this is cooking.
Okay.
And they're crowd-pleasing nachos. No one has ever said, oh, don't like that. Everyone loves these.
All right, let's get started with that. I guess like we're having a girls' dinner.
Yeah, this is kind of like a girl dinner. Actually, this is fancier than a girl dinner. A girl dinner is really like a piece of cheese and like...
Okay, so we're gonna actually use some heat.
This is cooking. Yes, we're using some heat. So you're gonna have to help me around this kitchen because I don't know how to cook.
This is gonna be fun because I'm not like the professional chef either. By far. I only started cooking when the COVID hit, and I refused to eat really greasy takeouts. And I actually had to buy plates.
Okay, yeah.
Because I just did not really.
I feel like you'd have like a little Hermes, tiny little plate, and like maybe like a napkin.
Yeah, you know it. You've been to my home. So tell me.
Okay, turn this on first and foremost. We're gonna heat up the meat because, well, if you're a vegetarian, obviously you can use like corn mince or even beans, of course, but I like it with beef.
We'll do the beef.
We'll do the beef.
Okay, perfect. So you have oil there if you need anything, or you have all of the. You have spatulas.
All the chefs are going to be appalled with what's going on here. But anyways,
well,
we're putting the meat in.
Then they can just look away.
Okay. Put the meat in.
And then we'll add the seasoning, but that's fine.
I just do it at the same time. Boom, done. Let that cook.
Not mixing.
We need a spoon. Stir it up.
So,
yes.
Tell me while you're doing that, shall I just get started with cutting?
That's a great idea. Cut up the tomatoes and the onion and the garlic and the coriander.
You want me to cry?
Yeah, I want you to cry because I can't deal with that right now.
Okay. Alrighty.
I was hoping you'd wear contacts.
I don't.
Oh.
Is that...
Look.
Does that stop you from crying?
I'm the chef, you're the sous chef. You can cut up those onions.
Okay, boss.
The tables have turned because normally I'm scared of you.
I'm not scary at all.
No, you're not scary.
All right. We'll get started.
Yeah.
I really want you to get started on your story too.
Okay.
But you're from Canada.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm from Canada originally. And I never thought it would become such a huge personality trait for me, but I feel like it comes up a lot.
Why is that?
I don't know. I just think living in England, first of all, I've lived here for almost 15 years.
Me 14, actually. Yeah.
So I feel like I'm not British, but I'm not Canadian. So it's just a bit of a mess. But I do have my British passport though. So yeah, we're basically official. So anyway, grew up in Canada and moved to the UK when I was 19. But what do you want to hear about my childhood?
So like, why did you move to the UK?
Okay, basically, I never felt totally at home in Canada. I never felt like it was my place. I always felt like there was something else for me. I always thought, what adventure am I going to get myself into? I never thought it was going to be moving to England, but anyway.
Okay, but why do you think that is? Is it because you didn't feel that you could fit into society, in the circle you were in, or anything else?
I just felt like the people that I was like growing up with and stuff, there was just nothing in common. No one really wanted to talk about the same things I wanted to talk about. Nobody had the same aspirations that I did. And I just always felt like these are not necessarily my people that I was surrounded by. Not to say there's anything wrong with them, but just I felt a disconnect.
Okay. So how did you decide then to come to England then?
It was by chance. I fell in love when I was 19. Not
Stop,
together
you
anymore.
followed a guy.
I followed a guy.
You followed a guy.
Sorry. I followed a guy. I followed a guy. But we had a good go, like 9 years.
Wow, that is longer than most people's marriages these
Yeah,
days.
yeah. It was a long time. And my family thought, oh, I'm going to last 2 weeks. Anyway, I ended up lasting a lot longer than that.
Prove them wrong.
Proved them wrong. But anyway, we're still on good terms and everything like that. But anyway, sadly didn't work out. Although I did just get engaged, as we've discussed. So
she just told me this when we were like in the bathroom getting changed, obviously.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, by the way, I'm engaged. And we hugged it out in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's exciting.
That's amazing. Super exciting. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But anyway, my whole life is in the UK now, but it wasn't always that way. It was a really hard transition for me. And when the opportunity came up to move to the UK, I wanted to pursue the relationship. And then, I just kind of had to start all over again. So it was a very difficult, it was like an exciting time. It was kind of like two feelings. I was excited, but I was also really scared.
I also have a parchment paper for you, by the way.
I don't even need it. I don't even need a parchment paper.
Fine.
This is how we cook in my house.
Okay, fine.
Look.
Sorry. You were excited at the same time?
I was excited at the same time, but I was super homesick. When I was 19, I'd never even left my hometown, basically. So it was hard. It was hard, and I missed my family so much, and I had no friends in the UK. And
how did you find integrating from, Canada into the UK, into the culture, and I mean the UK and specifically London, it's so multicultural.
Yeah.
It's a melting pot of
Yeah.
different nationalities. So which I found when I also moved to the UK when I was 19.
Twins.
I know. Was very helpful. Just because you find so many different nationalities and you can find the common ground with someone.
Yeah.
Right? So how was that journey reintegrating yourself?
Well, my mom said that I should join a group on Facebook, like Canadians living in London. I thought, oh God, what is more tragic than that? I moved to the UK to only go want to hang out with more Canadians. It makes no sense. So I didn't want to do that. So I started a blog.
Okay.
That's how my career started.
Where your digital journey began.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was so homesick and I was so sad, and I thought to myself, I need to do something to cheer myself up. What do people do? I don't know, maybe I'll go buy a lipstick. I don't know. I didn't even own a lipstick. I was so young. Yeah. And I Googled best MAC lipsticks, and then I found all these blogs and websites with these girls based in the UK, and they all seemed to know each other, and I was just obsessed with it. I was like, how does this girl know this girl, and how do they know so much about makeup? And I wanted in. So I didn't even go to MAC that day. I just stalked all the blogs. And like a couple days later, I started my own blog, which was basically just to document my story of moving.
Tell me, how was that in the beginning? Because clearly it takes a lot of confidence to even switch on that camera and start talking into it.
Yes, and it was really weird back then. This is like 14 years ago.
Right.
It wasn't like it is today where everyone was doing it. Like Instagram didn't even exist, I don't think. So it was really embarrassing. I filmed the first video like 50 times.
50 times?
Maybe more. And it was so horrible. Like the video was awful. It was so bad. And I remember posting it online, and it got like 3 views, and it was like me, my mom, and my cousin. So I don't know why I kept going.
Did you also view it like 20 times?
Yeah, and then like it was like 30 views, but it was all me. But there was something in it that I just liked. I thought it was like a challenge. I had nothing else going on. So it was just like, let's just see if I can do this. And that's kind of the attitude I've had with everything in my career is let me just see if I can do this. Yeah.
Amazing. So then when was the first time that you were like, I am onto something. Actually, people like me.
Okay, the first big time, I'll never forget it. This maybe wasn't the very first time, but I'm sure we've all heard of Zoella. Zoe Sugg. Well, she's huge.
Sorry, Zoe. Come on the show.
Anyway, especially back then, she was like huge. You know, she was everything. And she actually said that she liked my blog, and then she gave me a shout out. I'll never forget.
Oh, wow. And she gave you that kickstart, huh?
She gave me a little kickstart. But I already had like maybe 8,000 subscribers by then, which at the time felt huge, but she got me to like 11,000.
Oh.
I remember it. And I remember thinking, God, if Zoe likes me, I don't know, maybe I'm not a complete loser.
So it was the validation that really gave you the boost of confidence.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And lots of other things too. Like I had made friendships and, you know, it had become a huge part. It was my social life. That was my social life.
Right.
And I think what a lot of people forget is that people like me and other introverts, we did that because we're too nervous to be social and in public. So we didn't start it necessarily for the, I don't know, fame, but like
fame and glory.
Yeah. We started it because that's how we thought we could make friends. And now it's obviously turned into something so much more, and I'm around people 24/7. Nightmare, no kidding. I've actually grown to love it, but I'm just saying, and it helped with my confidence, and it helped me build relationships from the online world to the real world. So everything in my life is because I took that initial plunge. So very glad I did that.
Amazing. So you started then, like working with major brands, being their ambassador.
Yes, not right away, of course, but
yeah, it took time.
But
so anyone who is just getting started, with social media life, I mean, me included, right? I mean, like after we start releasing the episodes, we will have some digital footprint, but I have pretty much zero before the show.
Yeah.
No posts, nothing, no social media accounts.
Yeah.
What's your advice for me? I'm just getting started and I'm nervous as hell.
Well, you took a deep dive on my company and my brand, so I can definitely help you here.
Please tell me.
But you're doing everything right. I think it's all about, I know it sounds cliche, but stay true to who you are and don't do what everyone else is doing. Just because it works for them doesn't mean it's going to necessarily work for you, and really find what feels right for you. It's all about intuition, really, of like, does this feel right to me? And also, you know, consistency. Hate to say it.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things when we sat down together with my team for the show, but also for the personal brand to kind of introduce myself and the show and why I'm doing what I'm doing and what is the passion behind it. The one thing that everyone said, you have to be consistent. You have to have daily content, which is really hard for me. I hate taking pictures in public, for example.
What?
Hate it.
Stop.
Hate it.
And
so a lot of the people who would see my pictures, they're like, oh my God, like you love taking pictures.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It makes me so uncomfortable.
What?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
So what are the things that you actually did to kind of combat that insecurity?
Just get it done. Don't stop thinking about it. I know that's probably not, just do it. Just go, you know you're gonna go to dinner and take a picture. So just get the shot. We always say GTS, get the shot.
Get the shot,
yeah.
GTS.
I GTS like as soon as I get there. GTS, then you can enjoy yourself.
Get it out of the way.
Get it done, you know. I'm actually I'm not very good at what I do anymore, in the sense that I don't really I'm not consistent. So don't actually listen to me, but I used to be. I used to be consistent.
Is that because your focus and priority has changed and shifted a little bit after you launched Mirror Water?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't realize how all-consuming it would be to launch a brand. It turns out very difficult and time-consuming. But I think once I get the right team in place, I'll be able to go back to my first love, which is creating content. And obviously I have my amazing community on there. So excited to kind of just share the everyday stuff, because they don't necessarily care like, oh, we sourced some new boxes for the packaging, which is a huge thing in my life, but they don't care about that. So you also have to know your audience. You know?
Well, I'm pretty sure though you have formed such a loving community that they do care about your journey and what are you finding challenging.
Actually, I had an event on the weekend, and she said she's been following me for 13 years or something.
That's wild.
It's insane, and she's been through it all. She was like, I can't believe I've been watching you since like a couple weeks after you started your YouTube channel to now you're like engaged, and it is crazy like when you think about it.
Yeah, it's like half of your lifetime that somebody has been observing on the other side of the screen, right?
And what have I been doing? I've just been living and trying not to have a public mental breakdown.
About that.
Have I ever? Pretty much.
What was the worst that you have ever gotten to?
Just boundaries. Boundaries, people. I lost sight of the fact that I'm actually sharing all of this with lots of people. And on one hand, it's like, okay, I need to be relatable. And obviously we all go off the rails after a breakup or whatever it is, you know, whatever happens. But sometimes you just gotta keep things to yourself. You know.
Is that so?
I mean, I was like taking videos at the club at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, obviously that's not who I am anymore, but at that time.
And nothing wrong with that, by the way, huh?
Love it.
We all love a little bit of a 3 a.m. boogie.
I'm gonna be going out in 2 weeks. It's in my calendar. I'm ready to go. I've booked the next day off. I'm going out. But I'm just saying, I was oversharing, like slobbering drunk and stuff like that. It's embarrassing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then did you feel that your community was then maybe a little too opinionated when it came to that kind of content, and therefore you regret sharing it?
Honestly, most of them were like, slay, go have fun. It wasn't even about that. It was more about how I felt afterwards. Well, they call it a vulnerability hangover.
Oh.
I was being too...
That's a new term. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, I do it all the time. I'm a huge oversharer. So I have a vulnerability hangover every day.
When we first time met, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's not like a regular story.
Well, first of all, we were introduced by a mutual friend, an amazing woman, and she said, there's this really impressive young lady who is a major influencer, but also she launched her brand, and, you know, would you mind meeting her to see, you know, how her journey has been throughout launching the company and getting on that journey. And we had a phone call, a video call.
Yeah. I did not know who you were. Not really.
And I didn't know who you were. So we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, let's meet. And I said, well, why don't you come over?
And then
she was like, where? I'm like, to my house.
And I was like, when? And you were like, tonight?
What are you doing tonight?
I was like, nothing, because I have no life. So I'll be there.
So, and then we had this like a really long, beautiful evening of whipping, loving, advising, sharing.
Yes.
Extremely oversharing.
Yes.
But that was really beautiful, because I think like that's what human interaction is for me. You can be a total stranger one day, and then the next hour, as you know it, I know all about your intimate secret, and you know about my background and breakdowns and emotional traumas.
I just love that. I mean, that's what I'm obsessed with. I love meeting people, talking to people, connecting people. And I mean, I had acupuncture the other day, and he said that I crave connection. And whenever I can't get that, there's something that falls flat in me. This is a little woo-woo now, but anyway, stick with me. But it's true. I like to have that moment with someone where it's like, okay, I see you, you see me, great.
I love that. True connections are rare.
Let's pop this baddie in the oven.
What are we doing? So you don't want any of that stuff
goes
there
after.
just yet. Okay, we're gonna pop natural layer minced meat with the seasoning and cheese layer.
Yeah, and layer it properly.
How long for?
Till the cheese melts. Just put it in.
5 minutes.
Less than 5. Well, yeah, maybe 5.
Okay. So Estée, tell me,
Yes.
what has your journey been so far from the beginning, really, launching Mirror Water? We know the inspiration behind it.
Yeah.
But what was the journey? How difficult was it? And really, how difficult was it to go from someone who has an influencer status? A lot of the time, general public might judge.
Yeah.
And say, oh, all you guys do is travel around and take pictures.
Yeah.
Right? To a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, a founder who actually has a lot of serious shit to do.
Oh, that is for real.
Yeah.
Like spreadsheets. Never saw a spreadsheet before I started this brand, let me tell you. And I hope to never see one again, but that's not going to happen.
I doubt that.
I think I had a lot of experience, obviously, in the beauty industry. I've worked with so many amazing brands. I've had amazing opportunities to be on sets, to be in marketing meetings and be in strategy meetings and product development things and all of that stuff. So I felt like I was in a good position to do it. I was going to say what I've never done is run a company, but I guess I have, but it's just been my own personal brand and my own creative stuff.
It is company when you're running your own personal partnerships.
Yes.
And all the projects.
But I had an agent, well, I still have an agent, and they deal with all that, you know? So this is very different. I've worked by myself for my entire life, and now I have a small team. I didn't know how to delegate. I didn't know how to manage other people's time. I would go into work and they'd say, what should we do today? And I would say, don't you have something to do? Like, I just didn't know how to manage people. Yeah. So that was the hardest thing by far of this whole thing for me, because I've never worked in a team.
How do you think you've improved that skill or a lack of a skill from not really knowing to now running a team?
Well, talk to people. And this is my advice for so many things. I think sometimes you feel like, oh, I don't want to bother that person or whatever, but I would just go to people who had teams and I knew they managed people, and I would say, how do you do this? And you would pick up little tips. Like my friend Dom was like, I have a meeting every Monday, just 30 minutes, make sure everything's going well. And then I also have a 15-minute meeting with each person individually on Wednesday, whatever. And you can kind of pick and choose what works for you.
What suits you. Mm-hmm.
So that was the first thing. But besides all of that stuff, actually setting up this company, ooh, lordy, legal stuff, trademarking, packaging. Packaging is the worst part. Okay. Distribution, trying to get into these retail doors. Yeah. You know, it's not easy. And of course, I feel like I've had a leg up just because of my past career.
And I was gonna say, a lot of people might go, well, you know, like you had those partnerships already.
Yeah.
We're like seeing so many influencer-led brands launching, especially in consumer goods, in like bodycare, makeup, so many of it. But actually they don't realize that it is also a shift for those providers and suppliers or buyers in terms of how you view you
and how we interact. Yeah, exactly. I think switching to your original question, switching from being like the talent, I guess sometimes, to being the one that's nagging them to help me in a way, even though we're helping each other. It's just a completely different relationship. And also it's kind of complicated because I'm both. So I have to be, you know, really particular about my relationships and how I manage them. But it has had so many benefits, you know, working in the industry and having all of these contacts. But on another side, I think a lot of people are a bit more dubious, you know, is this really a good product? Is it just another influencer brand? Does this have longevity? Is it just kind of going to be a flash in the pan? You know, all of that sort of thing. But it's been really important to me to set up Mirror Water, you know, as its own entity. You'll notice that my face isn't all over the packaging. And
I have noticed that.
Yeah, so I really wanted it to live its own life and for people to be able to discover it that don't know or care about my story.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I want to say while I check up on our nachos?
Yes.
I want to ask, actually, how is Mirror Water different from all the other products?
This is what I'm talking about. You're scary. You hit me with these questions and I need to have my pitch like
but
that.
But people don't want to know. But also, like, because we talked about, you know, so many influencers and celebrities launch their brands. Like, and to me, most of it is like same but different.
Yeah, sure.
So I know that Mirror Water has a very personal, relatable story to you and your personal journey.
Yeah.
But then me as a consumer, why would I go and use that? And by the way, I can tell you afterwards why, because I used it.
Yeah. Well,
But
of course the
I
products are
want to know
gorgeous.
from your perspective.
Okay, well, of course the products are gorgeous. I've worked in the beauty world, so that's just a given. I don't even need to talk about the products. I think what makes Mirror Water a bit different is the sense of community that we have, and it's a lot different to a lot of other brands. I mean, of course we have products to sell, but we do tons of community events. We did an event in St. James Park the other weekend, which was gorgeous. Like 25 people came to learn about Qigong, which I didn't get to go, but it's like a meditative thing. So I couldn't go to that, but we do events all the time. We meet up with our community and have wine, and we really want to be a space where people can feel like they're connected to others and that they're aligned with us in ways that's just beyond the products. We have people who have become friends through following Mirror Water. I just think it's amazing, and we really do care about how people feel about themselves, and that's why I started the brand. I just wanted to be able to help people feel a little bit better, because I know what it's like to be down in the dumps. It's where I live most of the time. You might not know it, but it's true. You never know what someone's going through. And even if we could spark like a little thing, like take a 15-minute walk today or something, just something where
To do for your mental health.
Exactly.
And mental well-being.
Yeah, so I think that's really where we shine, and I'm so excited to carry on with all of the community events, because that's really where my passion is. Of course, I love products. I love the beauty industry. I love baths, genuinely love baths. I use all my products every single week.
I use all your products too. Let me tell you why I love Mirror Water.
Tell me.
First time I tried it was when you very kindly sent the product to me. And I was really excited. You know how really anal I am when it comes to anything skincare.
I was scared to send it to you, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just scared of you in general.
You're just scared? What is this?
I don't think you're intimidating, but I feel like
No?
the energy you give. No, I do. I just think, for some reason, I always want to impress you. I always want you to think that I have my life together in some way.
That's so cute.
That's the energy you give, which is epic. I want more of that in my life. Yeah.
So consider me impressed.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
But so I'm really particular what I put on my skin, just because I don't use a lot of product.
Yeah.
And so I like to keep it pretty lightweight. I don't wear makeup.
Yeah.
I wear mascara, lip gloss.
Yes.
We're done. And so when I first got it, I was like, okay. And it was just like, the first sense of it, I was like, it's very clean.
Really?
Yeah. Like, there was no belts and whistles on the packaging and like, try me, taste me, whatever, put me on. And it was just very clean. And then the first actually product I tried was the oil.
That's our best seller. That's the best product.
I loved it because I have so many oils.
Yeah.
That I like so many. Not that many. As in like.
Let me get this moment.
That's the amazing oil that I put on this, but it's
it's a beautiful little product.
Exactly. So, and there is like so many. There are so many out there, but then they leave me greasy.
Yes.
And so I kind of like to get in the shower, post shower, kind of like a damp body, and then
nailed it.
Drink that.
Damp body is the key here. You want to have, just like your skin, when you do your skincare, you want to have, the right foundation for your products to sink in.
Right.
So we always like to apply a mist and an essence. I'm sure we're all doing that. And then you put your serum on. This is the same thing. You want to have a damp body. But all of our products are naturally derived, made in the UK.
There you go. Look at her pitching it.
They're gorgeous, gorgeous products. I absolutely love them.
Yeah.
And
yeah, so I tried them, and then I was just like, this is great. Like, it literally, my body drank it.
I'm so happy to hear it. I also wanted this fragrance to be very gender neutral and smell quite nature-y. So the essential oils that we have in there are vetiver, cedarwood, Canadian, black spruce.
Okay,
and
that's
bergamot.
all foreign to me, but
well,
keep going.
It's like earthy, natural essential oil. So there's no synthetic fragrances in there. So
Okay.
I love the products. I'm serious. I love them. I'm not just saying this. I can't lie. I have an issue. I cannot lie.
So what does the product development involve for you? Like, where do we go? Because at the moment we have bath salt, body butter. Is that how we would describe it?
This is a solid oil. So this can be used for like elbows, cuticles,
Right.
Ends of your hair, wherever you want. Some people use it all
For
all
like
over their
extra
body.
hydration.
Yeah, just like extra hydration for extra dry areas, basically. I love
Right.
putting this on my feet before bed. This is a top tip for me. This is might sound a little gross, especially while we're cooking. Before bed, wash your feet. I always wash my feet before bed. That's just me, okay?
Many people don't.
Many people don't, and many people should.
Many people should just take a shower more often. So.
You know, but sometimes I see people going into their bed. They've got like black feet from the
Oh my
dirt.
God, ew, no.
What are you doing?
What?
How can you sleep?
No, they don't.
They do.
Stop it.
I've seen it.
That's gross. Why you hang out with those people? As Kim Kardashian would say, if I smell anything remotely that's unhygienic, I don't know you.
And Kim K can smell a cavity.
Yes, she can.
That is hilarious.
That
Anyways,
is true. Okay.
So
this is a very butchered
this
guac.
is beautiful. Put it on top.
We put on top. Okay.
I mean, usually, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just serving it out of the thing I make it in because
We're gonna do that now.
That's
because
how I
I'm
do
not
it.
transferring this anyway.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is gorgeous. I'm gonna start doing it this way. This is good.
What's the other way you've been doing?
Usually, I just have that in a bowl and then people can dip it, but it gets messy and people are territorial. So this is good.
So
now,
do we add the lettuce?
Add the lettuce. Yeah, this is coming to an end now, and I want to try some of this.
I do too. Do you guys want to try?
I'm telling you, crowd pleasers. No one has ever said, "Oh, I don't want to try."
Don't
that.
like it.
Okay, I don't know where this came from, but
I have a spoon, but you can use that. That's fine. Spatula.
So you do this.
She really put me to work today.
Seriously, I didn't do anything.
So tell me, while we're finishing it up.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you wash your feet and then put the balm on. That's the whole point. I was telling the feet story.
Okay.
You're gonna go straight to sleep. And actually, one of these essential oils is said to help improve libido. So,
What?
give it a go.
I got lost between like licking the sour cream like an animal and libido. What helps? Which one?
All of them have this essential oil, vetiver, which apparently, it's not scientifically proven, but you can give it a go. Why not?
Okay. Well, I'm sure the sale after that will go up once we air this episode.
This is the only part I'm going to do because this is fun.
You're gonna sprinkle.
Yeah,
is that a spicy sauce?
It's like sriracha mayo. This is really good. You have to have this in your fridge. You should also have hot sauce, but I didn't bring any. Okay, then like this. That's it. Nothing
more.
crazy. Well, you do it then.
You do it great, sweetie. Keep doing it.
There.
I love it.
Come on.
That's gorgeous.
You walk into a room with like 10 hungry people. Come on.
I'm
3
with
hungry
you.
people. 1 hungry people. Me. Because this is what I have for dinner.
2 hungry people. Amazing. Is this hot or cold enough to like lift it and like show you guys
Gorgeous.
this like girl dinner that we just made?
Doing my
And
mom proud.
anyone who is thinking about judgment, keep it to yourself.
Who's
Just
thinking
saying.
about judgment?
I don't know. I'm just saying. She said I'm scary. I can be really scary.
Oh my gosh. If someone's going to judge this, you got bigger problems because this is delicious.
Yeah. Let's try it. Should we try it?
Let's try it.
Okay.
But now it's like, where do you go from here?
How do we make it perfect?
But it's part of the charm
Perfect scoop.
because you can talk about it. It's a great
want
party.
A little bit
thing.
of this, a little bit of that. I'm gonna stick my fingers in it. I'm gonna give you a perfect bite. Are you ready?
That's for me? You're feeding me? I can't do that.
Why not? Wait! We forgot the jalapenos.
Oh my god.
Girl, don't forget
Saved by the
jalapeno.
jalapenos.
But don't dump it. It has sauce
No.
in it.
Okay.
So let me just eat it.
Oh my god, no.
Open your mouth.
I can't.
Now.
I have a phobia.
Of eating on the camera?
Yeah.
Well, too late.
Well-
you are doing it.
That is really good. And I'm
Right?
not just saying that.
Yeah? I mean, it looks really good.
If you guys
Guys,
here,
you're all in luck. After we finish the
That is good.
filming, we can all enjoy this delicious.
are you gonna try this? This is amazing. This is so good. I'm serious. That is delicious.
Well,
What more do you want? You know, sometimes you don't want anything super fancy.
absolutely. There is no judgment. So let me try it, and then I have
Yeah.
one more question
Okay.
for you that I would love to get your
Okay.
insights on. However, I really need to find my
Make your own perfect
bite.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not very good at, physical contact. Like being fed.
So when I hugged you when we first time met, you were like, "Ew,
I
get
know.
off of
I
me."
hate hugs. I don't like any of that.
You know what? I have a best friend, Ellie. Hi, Elle. Who, when I first met her, which was like, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago now, maybe more, I can't remember. She wouldn't let anyone hug her. And so I would like jump on her while she was on the sofa. I know, harassment totally. And then count down, and we would go like from 10 to 9, and then it got longer and longer, and then she got used to hugging me, and now she lets me
I can
hug
feel
her.
my heart racing. I can feel my heart
We're
racing.
gonna
No,
do
we're
that.
not. I love you, but no. This is a juicy
Okay, let me
bite.
try this.
Yeah, try.
I just spit on you.
It's okay. It's part of the joy.
You don't want to touch, but you want my saliva.
I don't mind that.
Okay, never
Just
mind.
don't
I'm gonna
touch
try
me.
this now.
It's good. It's good. Delicious. I'm speaking for her. I know it's good. I have no worries about this. That's the other thing. I have no anxiety when I give this to people because I don't have to think, "Ooh, is it good?" Because it is.
Oh, it's delicious.
It's amazing.
It's like a little bit of pickly, a little bit of spicy. The final question is, what does it take to be an entrepreneur, whether it's a female entrepreneur or male? I don't really want to necessarily discriminate across that, but what does it take to be an entrepreneur and launch and grow a business in the market that we have right now, where it's really hard to get capital and gain people's trust?
Oh yes, it is very hard. So if any investors are watching, I'm interested. Let's talk. I think it's persistence, but it's the most persistence I've ever had to have in my entire life. Like, it's relentless trying all the time and every single day, and ultimately it's problem solving. So say somebody comes to you with a huge problem. We're not going to be able to get these products to you in time for the big launch. Okay, don't just blow up in your mind. Just try to solve the problem. Break it down. Ask questions. Don't get stopped at a hurdle. You have to learn to go around the hurdle, basically.
You want to switch from emotional response to, okay,
Right.
what are we going to do about it?
Yes. It's not, "Oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. I might as well close this down." No, it's, how am I going to fix it? Always, how can we fix this? You can fix pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Give or take. Well, I mean, I'm saying that now. Watch something really drastic happen now as soon as I leave. I'm like, I can't fix this.
Yeah.
But
so the really advice is the persistency
Yeah.
and trying to take away the emotional aspect
Yes.
of it and your involvement, because of course you are in it. It's your baby. You are attached to it and you're emotionally, financially
Yes.
invested in it.
Yes.
However, try to almost put that aside for a second and
Yeah.
get into the voice of reason and get into the logical part.
Definitely.
Where, okay, what needs to happen? What is the next step? Who are the people who can make things happen?
Yeah.
And let's get on it.
In a way, I think I was kind of prepped for it, because throughout my entire career, my product was me. So I was always a little bit removed from myself in a way, which I've been to therapy for. We have combined that person now, but I'm just saying, I was kind of prepared to kind of say, look, I love this thing, but it's not all of me, if that makes sense.
And I think that's really important also to also know when to walk away, when to
Oh, yes.
when to give it up.
Seriously, I had a conversation with someone the other day, and I felt like I was a dragon on the dragon's den, because I just wanted to say, this isn't going to work. Obviously, it's not my place, and what do I know? Maybe it would. But I think it goes back to that intuition. Like, really think, am I doing this for my pride? Am I doing my ego? Do I really think this is going to work? You know, walking away when it's the right time is the right thing to do. So I'm trying to like listen to that all the time as well. Because, woo, oh, it's a scary time.
Yeah. Estée.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
This
loved
was
it.
amazing. I have a little something for you.
What is it?
To say thank you.
Okay, what is it?
For being here on the show and
Oh my
for
gosh.
being so candid and open.
Ooh!
We have a gorgeous
They're
roses
so
for
pretty!
you.
Oh my god,
That
thank
is
you.
from Flower Box because they wanted
Thank
to
you, Flower Box.
say thank you to
They're
our
so
amazing
pretty.
women.
Oh my god, you thought of everything. And this is why you are who you are. This is amazing. And you know what? I was just driving past this gorgeous flower stall and I thought I should get some flowers for myself.
Well, there you go. We got flowers
So
for
this
you.
is perfect. Thank
Amazing.
you.
Thank you.
all.